Welcome to Destination X.
Today on Destination X, we travel down the highways and back roads of Oregon, looking for the unusual roadside places your dad wouldn't stop at when you were a kid. Every state we go to, the unexpected seems to be around every corner. And Oregon is no exception as our journey takes us to the Funny Farm, the Oregon Vortex, and the House of Rocks. This is Destination X. You want to have some fun today? Hop in. Well, our first stop today on Destination X is in Bend, Oregon. We're looking for the Funny Farm, somewhere around here. Hey, there it is! The instant you pull into the Funny Farm, you get the strange feeling that you're not in Kansas anymore. The owners, Gene and Mike, started a secondhand store called Buffet Flat in 1977. Over the years, they've added yard art, took in a few abandoned farm animals, and voila, Buffet Flat became the Funny Farm. Let's take a tour of the Funny Farm with Gene.
I remember the Wizard of Oz Club, Mike and I, and there's 4 countries. The Munchkins are one, and everything in the Munchkin country is blue. And there's a blue country, a yellow country, a red country, and a purple country. And that's how we're kind of arranged here. See this agitator wall, and people come, they're really agitated, we let them pick it back and forth in front of it, work off their agitation. Without agitators, nothing in the world would come clean. And very true. That's turkey lurkey. All the animals here have come, they're pets that people could no longer keep. His head, this part here, it feels like a brain. And then down here, it feels like intestines. Little kids like that. This is a sound park. When the wind blows afternoon, we get wind here every day, which is kind of nice. Cools it down. But anyway, someday I'm going to fix it so it plays Farmer in the Dell, the Farmer in the Dell. Answered all the world's problems here at the Funny Farm. We got a huge surplus of tires, right? Well, why didn't everybody build a totem pole? Pretty soon, we use up all the old used tires. Then, we let kids paint them. There goes the graffiti problem. You know, like I say, answered all the world's problems, but nobody will listen to us. Yet. That's Mike and I in our younger days. Now this, I want to see this picture. Here we are in our bowling ball garden. We have bowling ball seeds. Secret of growing them is putting the pins out. You put out bowling pins at night. Come out the next morning and they're always laying down. The bowler's bird is the turkey, and the reason this 3 strikes is called a turkey. And so, I mean, what bowling ball garden would be good without a turkey? Here's our bowler's shrine. What you do is come up and spin this, and it'll tell you when you're going to get a 300 game. People bring their bowling shoes here. And we got a bowling tree over here where you throw your... Oh, I saw some in that tree too. People have been throwing them up. Watch out, just in case. No, I'm not very... People also bring us trophies. A woman has promised, her husband has a trophy for a 300 game. She says the minute he dies, she's bringing it out here. But we don't have it yet. And I'm not really wishing for it. We collect celebrity bowling balls. This was Jane Pauley's, but she turned it back in because they spelled the name wrong, we think. It could be Pauly Shore, though. And Fred Flintstone. This is actually Dorothy's house that crashed. Every once in a while, somebody will want to try on those shoes, but I can already tell them they don't work. I tried it. Here's the end of the yellow brick road. We sell bricks for $5. Next summer, we'll have a big party and finish the yellow brick road. Dorothy and the Wizard, everybody's going to be here. Follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. You want to see yourself as a munchkin? We are the lollipop kids, lollipop kids. He won. This cow jumped over the moon. We're just waiting for somebody to come moon. TJ's a good mooner. We guarantee if you'll walk twice around the love pond while you're singing Love Me Tender, you will find true love. Never let me go. Do you take this dog to be your partner or this human? Yes, she does. And I take Patches. You know, that fish, I look at it and it reminds me of why it's nice to be a little different. I was out here one day working and a woman pulls up in her car and says, comes down, you know, drags me up there and says, I was working in my garage and cleaning it out and I found this fish head. And I couldn't think of anybody else that would want it.
Roly-poly
Fish heads.
Fish heads, fish heads, eat them up, yum.
These are heartthrobs here. One thing I've learned about having a love pond is that everybody has their own heartthrob. And so I've tried to make them representational. Madonna, John Wayne, RuPaul. Don't be afraid of anything. Through life, just freely roam. The world belongs to all of us, so make yourself at home.
Good words to live by as we say so long to Gene and Mike in the Funny Farm and head down the road to our next destination on Destination X.
Welcome to the Oregon Vortex.
Our next stop on Destination X brings us to the Oregon Vortex, an unexplainable natural phenomenon.
The Oregon Vortex goes way, way back in time. It was known to the Indians before white men was here. The Indians' horses wouldn't come into the area, therefore the Indians wouldn't. And then they call it the Forbidden Ground. Nothing fully explains what happens here. We have a couple of theories that we use throughout, and anybody's theories just as good as anybody else's. So if you have a theory, it's just...
So there's no one explanation then?
No, we use two theories, one by John Lister and the other one by Einstein, who corresponded with John Lister, because they seem to explain better than any of the others what occurs here, yet neither one of them explains fully what happens here.
So Albert Einstein actually was in cahoots, and he knew about the Oregon Vortex.
That's our understanding, and that's how we got there. Our second theory is the one of Einstein's, of relativity, of mass change, that you actually physically expand and get taller and then condense and get shorter in the affected area. And then a lot of people think that's various things causing it. Like some people think that perhaps it's a meteorite, a gold deposit, an iron deposit, all kinds of different. And if you want to get way out, that it's perhaps, UFO.
Well, we were thinking about bringing Mulder and Scully with us, but I guess he wants more money or something like that.
Folks, this building that you see here was built around 1904 by the Old Gray Eagle Mining Company. There used to be a huge 10-stamp mill on up the hill. It was used as an assay office and a tool shed. Then somewhere around 1918, 1919, it slid on the angle that it's at, and it's been here ever since. There's almost 300 or more imitations of the House of Mystery, like Knott's Berry Farm, Calico, Ponderosa, etc. Anybody can build a slanted house like this in their own backyard. You can and I can. But this vortex, this 3/4 of an acre, you cannot duplicate. So that if something happened to that building there, we'd get along fine without it, because it's the area here creating the phenomena. So it's important to remember when you come to the House of Mystery that the House of Mystery and the Oregon Vortex are two separate things. The House of Mystery does not create the phenomena that occurs here. What it does is simply enhance and makes more pronounced some of the things that do occur here. It's the area creating the phenomena. Around 1930, it was open to the public. And John Litzer is the gentleman who did over several thousands of experiments here and opened it to the public. And we've been doing tours, etc. ever since. Okay, now how many feet or inches would you estimate I'd have to raise this corner here in order to make it level with that far corner over there?
5 feet.
About 5 feet, okay? 5. You don't know? Frankly Scarlett? No. What would you say?
4 feet.
3 feet? 4 feet? Okay.
6 feet. I'll take 5 feet.
5 feet. Okay, go on. Anybody else? No.
I feel like I'm walking through a slanted building right now. Does anybody ever get sick or anything here? It seems like you kind of have a...
Well, you're in a force field here, so some people, like people who get car sick, etc., a lot of them get a little lightheaded.
Has anybody ever like flipped out?
No, not quite like that. No, but they've got a really strong vibes.
I could definitely feel that.
Yeah. And you can find dowsing, the magnetic lines with dowsing rods. Now you walk up here where 2 more lines cross. We don't have it marked because it's just all over the place. Be careful it doesn't hit you in the face. Looks like you're doing it on, but you're not. And you can try and hold them, and you can feel that pressure. Right here's where 2 more lines cross. You're wanting to go right in here. That one's... Now if I turn around, you turn around this way. See, they'll just, you can try and hold them, but you can feel that pressure in there. Why don't you try that?
Dun, 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 dun. This is actually just a big hoax, right?
That's what a lot of people think, but the thing is that I wouldn't be working here if it was something that was a hoax. If it was a hoax or an imitation or all optical illusion, it would be stated as such. But things do occur in this affected area that you can't explain. Just like when you measure anything in the area, your change of height, when we change and we see that change with our eyes and you capture it with your camera, yet in the area you measure the same. But you develop your pictures, you have a difference. So what does that say? See, there's something going on here.
We decided to conduct our own experiment and concluded that there really is something to this place. So we say goodbye to Maria and the Oregon Vortex and head to our next destination on Destination X. We're going to Albany, Oregon. We're looking for the world's largest possums. We're going to ask a few people, see if they've seen any. I got a quick question. You know where the world's largest possums are at?
The what?
World's largest possums?
I don't know. Where is it?
Okay, I guess somewhere here in town.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering, do you know where the world's largest possums are here?
World's largest what?
Possums? I guess they're here in Albany.
The world's largest possum?
Wouldn't know anything about it.
Okay, thanks. Doesn't anybody in Albany know where the world's largest possums are?
Are they fake possums or something?
I guess so, yeah. They're just supposed to be the world's largest possums.
I've seen a lot of dead ones on the road.
We're about to give up and just order an espresso. We're looking for the world's largest possums. You know where those are at?
That's my dad's body shop.
Yeah.
What's it, where at?
That's my dad's body shop.
Is it really?
Yes.
We have the world's largest possum right here in Albany, Oregon. It also paints cars to bring up that T-bird.
Well, the whole idea behind these possums is just to advertise our business. There's a lot of stories, but it really came from, I guess, roadkill in this area. There's a lot of these possums around. Little kids see them, people stop, take pictures, stuff like that. They're just awesome. We've got like the world's largest possums, I think.
I come into the picture about in '76. This thing was here. My first thought was, what an ugly bird. At the time, I never thought I'd end up caring for it all these years, although it's kind of grown on me over the years.
The older I get, the more I appreciate it, because a lot of what's out there nowadays, you'd have nothing like this in modern cities that you'd go into and whatnot, and it's kind of a thing from the past. It's constructed of a rebar surrounded by fiberglass, and then with a zillion coats of paint on top of that. It's poured concrete up to about the knees to give us some integrity to it. We've had arrows in it from time to time. Up in the front side, there was a time that I came in and there was an arrow in from the back side, looked like it had been a crossbow. In the Millennium, we had the party hat and the party horn on them for the Millennium. That was a fun one. I don't know, we haven't done enough with it. My original idea with it was to try to do an outfit every month and then maybe follow that up with a calendar. I mean, but that's a bit excessive. With modern sign codes and building codes nowadays, you couldn't even put up something like this because they'd class it as a sign and it'd never be a factor. So we kind of got it in under the wire way back when, and I hope it stands forever.
Boy, I'm hungry. Hopefully they got some good grub here. Just that.
Hey, what can I get for you?
Oh, let's see. I'm real hungry, so I think I'm gonna get 2 cheeseburger meal.
You want 2 for yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the 2 for
The 2
special?
for $10.
Oh, they're pretty good sized hamburgers.
Oh, I'm hungry. Hopefully that'll satisfy my appetite.
Yeah, I'd like a cheese omelet with order hash browns and order biscuits and gravy and a large milk tea.
A lot of food. Here we go. Okay, guys, hope we're hungry.
Wow.
Biscuits and gravy.
Holy cow.
And an omelet. Woo. And 2 burgers. Oh, nobody's that hungry.
Holy cow. That's an American burger right there. Americana at its best. This is a dream come true. You got the hamburger, the omelet, French fries, biscuits and gravy, all in one sitting. Wow.
How about that strawberry shortcake now?
Oh, I don't think I can handle that. As we left Big's Hi-Yi-Hi and jumped into Big Red, the only thing we wanted was for our next destination to have absolutely no food.
Welcome to the House of Rocks.
You gotta love the House of Rocks. Where else can you see an 11,000-pound boulder smashing the roof of a bright orange station wagon, or a bunch of houses covered completely in rocks? The owners of the House of Rocks, Leonard and Shirley, are always talking about how much they love rocks.
Really, I hate them all. We had worked in Yellowstone for one season and got interested in rocks. Him more than I had no idea he had rocks in his head. But we stopped here to look for some earrings that I'd been looking for. And as we came in, the crabby old man who owned the place said, "This place is for sale." Huh? Really? Who cares? And then when we got home, why don't we buy that shop? You know, that one we passed? No, not me. I'm not ever going in the rock business. You're nuts. I was retired, you know. So here we are in the rock business. So I had a big influence on him. It took me quite a while for him to talk me into it, but here we are. When we bought this shop, we had this stupid feeling that we might have done something dumb. So we went to a rock show in Florida, and we said to the first setup we came to, "You know what we did? We just bought a rock shop in Oregon." Really? Where? "Oh, it's near Bend. You know, between Bend and Sisters." And this man in Florida that I had never seen before said, "You don't mean the place with the rock on the car?" So there we are. It is world renowned. Everybody knows the place with the rock on the car. The car was put there, I tell the kids, by Martians. It approximately weighs 11,000 pounds, and it has crushed the top of the car, yes, but not to the point where you care. And I think it looks pretty spiffy. We have a lot of interesting things here, and really the kids do love it. They have a good time. We like the kids too.
Hey, we appreciate you watching Destination X. We'll see you next week. East Carolina, loaded up and trucking. We gonna do what they say can be done.